Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously wherever you are in the world. Okay, so what do we do? 3, 2, 1. Beam me up, my juicy little lads. Thank you, little lads. You're delicious and bright. Okay, now good morning, good afternoon, good evening to any passers-by. And I hope that you too are having a super duper and delicious time wherever you are in the world. And that life is treating you also most deliciously. So 2 kisses for you, my delicious little babies. Now then, if you do happen to enjoy my video today, if you could please click on the like. For others of you, please feel free to subscribe. For others of you, please feel free to comment. It's always welcomed. And thank you. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, the sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. So yes, it is sun shining. It is a bit windy. It's not as cold today and it's dry. So it may differ in other parts of the old UK. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so yes, I've got some pieces of news today. Just want to tell you this, my delicious little babies. And by the way, can I just please say thank you for any comments, any likes, and anybody new comers who have subscribed. I hope that you enjoy your stay with my little family. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so I was listening to only a short video this morning with his name is it Sanity for Sweden or Sanity from Sweden? He's one of those anyway. I've mentioned him before. He does come out with some good little videos, okay? Not in that way, okay? But he was just mentioning this morning, my delicious little babies. It's all right, everybody, if you're just wondering what I'm doing. What it is, whenever I cut garlic, okay, it sounds really strange to you all my delicious little babies out there, but whenever I cut garlic or my hands come into contact with garlic, they end up sort of being rather sore for some reason. But when I put gloves on, I find that you're trying to cut it or, or grate it. Well, I either find that it just flipping bounces everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Or the gloves just keep, rubbing backwards and forwards, and I cannot quite do it properly. So then I just have to put cream on my hands and everything, because then when it's healing it goes all dry. But I'm not allergic to it, it's just that my hands are just very sensitive to it, so I do apologise. I was just I've just not long had a shower, so my juicy little shower, so I'm just picking at my skin. Sorry everybody, my delicious little babies, I do apologise. I just go into my own little world sometimes, do you know what I mean? Anyway, for those of you who've been so kind enough to follow me for all this time, I can have my ups and downs and twists and turns, do you know what I mean? But you do know I get a little bit distracted with myself, and sometimes I just go into my own little world, okay? But please just do not worry about it, okay? That's just me. I'm never going to change, and neither do I ever want to change, okay? I actually love being who I am, okay? That's not an ego, it's not anything. I just love being me, do you know what I mean? And I just can only wish that in the world that, God bless their beautiful dear little souls, that some others would feel the same. But sadly, due to different things in the world, they do not quite feel that way, and it's just so sad, okay? So we must say our prayers for everybody, and of course, anybody who's been affected by, very sadly, other matters. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so I was listening to this Sanity from Sweden, or Sanity for Sweden, and he was saying that he received a letter from YouTube. Now he's got 60.6 thousand subscribers, and anyway, he said that there was a video. Okay, I need to make sure I get this right now. I mean, I could be slightly out with the months, mind you. I really do not feel that I am, but please just do not quote me anyway. 2 years, 9 months ago. and he put a video up. I cannot remember what the video was now because I've just been listening to another video in my shower, okay? And that's to do with something I'll mention in a short while. But he was saying whatever it was to do with this video 2 years and 9 months ago. I'm pretty sure it's 9 months ago. Well, apparently it was, violating YouTube guidelines or something. Strange that, isn't it, my delicious little babies? Now, I remember not long after I first started on old YouTube that there's a number of videos that I wanted to delete, and for a time they just would not let me delete any of my videos. So I suppose, but I noticed it back then. Do you see what I'm saying? So for other delicious little babies, they would not have noticed, would they? Because the chances are they would not have taken their videos down. And for other ones, well, of course, they'd know that the videos have come down because they've been removed, and I've had about, 3 or 4 I've had removed now? Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, so anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. But yes, amazing that, isn't it? What happens? My delicious little babies. Now, before I say anything else, do you know who's been on my mind? Honestly, God bless him. Well, as well as our dear Julian Assange, the lovely journalist. Not in that way, okay? And please, God, that he gets released. There we go. Please, God, he gets released soon. Do you see what I mean? So we must say our prayers and have our good thoughts for him, yes, and his family. Our lovely little Gonzalo Lira. Now, you will find him, my delicious little babies, on YouTube. You'll be able to find his videos, that he'd uploaded. So he's under Gonzalo Lira, then Gonzalo Lira again. Was he also under Gonzalo Lira 2? Not the number 2, it's the 2 lines. And he also did a lot of round tables. Oh, God bless you, dear little Gonzalo. I hope he's all right, because I said on another one of my videos it was picked up, but, God bless him. But he has been on my mind. So please, God, that they release him very soon as well. So please, if everybody could say their prayers and good thoughts. Do you see what I mean? It seems that anybody who speaks the truth, they do not like, do they? They only want barefaced liars. Do you know what I mean? Like what we've got in our UK, the effing putrid they are. Do you know what I mean? Putrid, filthy, dirty, scummy flipping governments. Do you know what I mean? Not to mention as well what I've been flipping sending over to flipping old Ukraine. With that one with his flipping, begging bowl, flipping Zelensky. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Because hop, skipping and jumps everywhere all over the flipping world in a flipping plane. Do you see what I mean? When they're telling us. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious baby? Sorry. Anyway, I apologise for stumbling. I get a bit peed off sometimes about things like this. I really do, Especially with the way that they've treated our, what do we call it? Humanity. What they've named us. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And yet he can go with his flipping begging bowl wherever he pleases. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? If somebody, and this is not being nasty, rude or disrespectful, if somebody out there cannot see what this is all about, well, I'm so sorry, I cannot help you anymore. Do you know what I mean? I've been done saying what I've been saying. You're right. Oh, it's my beautiful little neighbour up the road, he gets, I buy things from, when he does his little allotments, they're starting to grow now, the spuds and everything. Do you know what I mean? It tastes a lot different, than in the shops. Anyway, so, so I've just been thinking about our lovely little Gonzalo, God bless him, But we're not thinking about that poxy flipping Zelensky, are we? Because he's just a bitch for we know who, don't we? Okay? Now then, so this leads me on to saying, so when, well, like I said, I'd only happened to listen to the video this morning, sanity for Sweden, sanity from Sweden. But yesterday I was listening to I was listening to, what's it called? The International COVID Summit. Okay, then you had the Parliament Day, and it was, there was part 1 and part 2, but he's under somebody else, okay, the uploader, which I never wrote down. However, I did send it out in my dog and burn to everybody, okay. Well, you see, the thing is, right, and now they've got International COVID Summit Parliament Day, part 3, that I was listening to while I was in my juicy little shower. Now, and of course, with me, I do have a habit, my delicious little babies, and for those of you who do know this, that I do have a habit of reading comments. Do you know what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Of course, I do not read them all. I just, you know, if I get a little bit, not being nasty or anything, my delicious little babies, but if I want to go on to another video, I want to go on to something else, or I could be in between doing something else, do you see what I mean? So I'll only look at so many. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? Anyway, and you've got so many, I've noticed, you've got so many who are leaving comments, okay? Some of them, I say, yes, okay. You know, even I clicked on the like for it. Do you see what I'm saying to you? I thought, yes, okay. Common sense. We've got some common sense here. Not being nasty, just done saying it. But it's like, you know, and everybody's saying, oh, you know, but, you know, this needs to get out. You know, you'll see like rather a large number of comments where they say, oh, we really need to get this out. Do you see what I mean? To as many as possible. Okay. But when you watch these, okay, like I said, I'm on my 3rd one, okay, under 2 different uploaders. This one here, my delicious little babies, if you'd like to type it into the old space bar in YouTube, is called International COVID Summit Parliament Day, part 3. And then, of course, the uploader is International COVID Summit. Okay, my delicious little babies. But the other one is under another uploader for 1 and 2. Okay. Now, you see, when they bring on each new, could be anything, could be a doctor, could be a professor, you know, could be, well, somebody from university, could be a pathologist, could be anybody. It's like in between what we've got, my delicious little babies, okay? It's quite amazing, this, isn't it? And it's on YouTube. It's almost like it's like a show. It's like, you know, with the old music and everything. Like, get the drums. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? I mean, it's not the drums, like, but I'm just saying. Okay, and it's just like when they're bringing somebody on, it's like a show. Do you know what I'm saying to you, my delicious little baby? So say, for example, if somebody was to just click, let me just make this just a little bit more clearer, what I'm getting across to you, my delicious little baby. Say if you was to just click onto it when somebody new is coming on to speak, yes? Well, you know, you could be mistaken for thinking that this is all just one big show and one big stage. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Now, there was something else, and when I was watching number 1 yesterday, right, because it does go on for quite a long time, because you've got the first one, I think it was about 3 hours something, yes. The second one, 2 hours something, and this one now, I cannot remember now, I think this is 2 hours something, yes. So I'm only a quarter of the way through at the moment with the 3rd one. So at least I'm just being honest with you, my delicious little babies, okay? But I have to go and finish my weeding in my front garden today. So I'll probably take my dog and bone out with me and just listen to the rest of it then, okay? Anyway, so the thing is that in one of the comments, when I was listening to the first one, but before I read the comments, this is, I swear down now, this is straight up what happened. So before reading the comments, I was thinking, well, hold on a minute, they keep saying slide 1, slide to, next slide, or next slide, or next slide. But I was thinking, in my old noddle, I was thinking, well, why can we not see the slides? Anyway, so I must have got about, there we go, must have got about halfway through, okay? And then I started, looking, scrolling down the comments, to see what others had put, okay? And God bless them, there's so many who are very sadly affected by all of this. Okay, my delicious little babies, but anyway, but we knew we were done saying it months ago, really. Not that we're saying told you so or anything, I'm just done saying it, really, okay? And it's just so very sad, and our hearts go out to everybody who has been affected by this and still is being affected. I've stumbled such a lot on my video today. Anyway, I'm not stopping it and I'm not starting it again, okay, my delicious little babies. So anyway, no. So somebody else happened to put, only one, whoever they were, just said, well, yes, this is very good, but we would like to have seen the slides as well. So you see, it was not only my thinking, my delicious little babies, because somebody else used their noddle and said the same. Do you see what I'm saying? So why could we, as viewers, not see the slides? Do you see? Now, it doesn't sound like a lot what I'm saying, but I know exactly what I'm saying here, my delicious little babies. Just food for thought, really. Okay, but good on your other man or woman there who also very kindly wanted to say this as well. Yes, very, very good. Very good. Do you know what I mean? But I want to get back to something. Now, I remember when in the old, pandemic and everything, yes, that, you only had, let's just say, I would have said, globally, a small selection of doctors. Do you see what I'm saying to you? A small selection, okay? And of course, they were getting kicked off everywhere, weren't they? Who was it? Dr. Vernon Coleman, for one. God bless him. Okay, not in that way, not in that way. What a wonderful doctor. There we go. Okay, he's been banged off everywhere. God bless him. You had, what's his name? Something. Is it John? I know him because I followed him from the start. He's Thai, German, what is he, Backady? I've got it wrote down somewhere. I've got him wrote down somewhere now, delicious little babies. Anyway, well, I followed him from the start, okay? There was Dr. John Coleman, followed him from the start, okay? And there was other ones. I'll tell you who another one, okay, who I think, he's all right. I mean, sometimes he gets a little bit up and down. Probably sounds a little bit like me from time to time, okay? What's his name as well? Dr. Shiva. Now, I followed him, but this was before the old pandemic came. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes. But not only that, and there we go, and Dr. Vernon Coleman. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But I did not know about Dr., the dear gentleman, and of course with everybody, not in that way, not in that way, the dear gentleman, Dr. or Professor something Backady. Oh gosh, can't get it. It's just going to take me forever to look through this, my delicious little baby. Look at all this. Do you see what I mean? It took me forever to look through. But anyway, I know I've wrote it down. And I know it's on one of my videos, okay? It could quite possibly actually be on two. That I said his name, okay? Now there's him. And then, of course, you just had a small selection of others. But then it went to the stage where you had, your whistleblowers, but you couldn't see their birth traces. So all you could see was just this, this black sort of, fuzzy, not being nasty or anything. It's just my wording, fuzzy little blob. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But the real ones who stuck their necks out, and just like our lovely David Ack, not in that way, not in that way, and our lovely Alex Jones, not in that way, not in that way. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Gareth Ack, not in that way, not in that way. Do you see what I'm saying? Ones who really, there we are, stuck their necks out. Do you see? And they were just getting banged off everywhere. God bless every single one of them. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? But they were done saying it. But now all of a sudden, and this is the point that I want to get to now, my delicious little babies. It sounds to you like I've gone round the houses, but no. There's always a method to what I'm saying, okay? That all of a sudden, this is allowed to be on YouTube. All three, okay? International COVID Summit, yes? And all of a sudden, you've got all of these doctors, yes, and professors and whoever else, okay, and they're all coming out and saying things. Do you see what I'm saying to you? My one question, why? When we go back to, you know, others where they get deplatformed, you know, nobody's allowed to say, but then all of these are allowed to say. That's all I'm saying. That's it. So the only question that I'm asking is, why? So, do you see what I'm saying to you? Now, there could be a number of reasons for this, my delicious little babies, okay? And I've been saying throughout the months, you know, on my videos, plus I've been saying long time, there we go, before this, okay? That quite simply, at the end of the day, right, the way I see all of this is that they've left it a certain length of time until ones can come out and say it. Now, we could say, let's think of number one, shall we? We could say that we know who rule the world, shall we say, okay, because they have all of their lackeys all over the world, okay, that, well, of course, you know, what's that saying? It's like you've got to have a fall guy. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, so it means that none of those will, you know, have any harm at all. Do you know what I mean? So therefore nobody will be pointing any fingers. Do you follow me, my delicious little babies? But everybody else, who are the lackeys all over the world, okay, and that means many, okay, that they're going to get it in the neck instead. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? Because as we know, we cannot keep all of this, what is it? Shushy. Hushy. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yeah, it just seems very odd to me. Number two, if we look at this, I know where I'm going with this. There we go. I know where I'm going with this, my delicious little babies. Could it be because you've got all different elections and all different things, you know, so all of a sudden now it's like, oh, well, you know, we do not want to be seen that, you know, we were on the wrong side of history, as being another one. Okay. Number three, let's look at it another way. Okay. Could it be that even for some of those, because you are going to get some, you know, and even at these summits and everything, yes, just like, you know, we would have had, I should have imagined there would have been some, not all, in different parliaments all over the world, okay, where they would have taken the old jab, jibby jab. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So now what it is, they're not a-liking because they too have found that they have been, there we go, shafted. Okay, my delicious little babies? Yes? So, there's number three. Number four, I mean, maybe for some of you delicious little babies, maybe you would like to put it into a different order. Do you see what I'm saying? Number four could be that, you know, because we were supposed to be having, and I've been mentioning this over the months, haven't I? My delicious little babies, about the old Nuremberg, do you say? Which the way I'm seeing it is, and the way I'm listening to all of this now, okay, which is hours of it, there we are, okay, is that, well, it's almost like, you know, one's just want to be seen to be doing something, there we go, like they want to be forgiven. Do you see what I'm saying, you mad little baby? So I've given 4 things, there we go, already. Maybe for some of you beautiful and delicious little babies out there, okay? For those of you who even take the time to even kindly listen to my video, you may have more thoughts on this. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, okay? So you do not have to leave a comment or anything, but, you know, other things may come to your mind. Do you see what I'm saying? But it just seems very strange to me that all of this is happening. So how come is it that all of these can go on and say things, yes, when others, oh, and that was another one, our lovely UK column, God bless them all. Do you see what I mean? Well, they got banged off, didn't they? For speaking the truth as well. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So what I want to know is, so I'm just going to say just once more, why all of these are being allowed to have their say. And of course they're doing this, let's not forget everybody, my delicious little babies, this left business, this right business. Some of them, you know, the men, yes, they've got maybe a woman sat next to them and then she'll lean over to that way, you know, which means right, or she might just, you know, figure with something, you know, which means left. Are you all following me, my delicious little babies? Yes? This is not a flipping jerk. This is thousands upon thousands of lives out here, globally. So all I can say, they've still made it. I'm not saying that some of the speeches, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that some of the speeches were not interesting. That's not what I'm saying. I would need to actually go into every individual and read up, there we go, on who each one is, just to see. Because I do not believe that from the start of this old pandemic, right, that all of these were on the right side of history. No, I do not. I've got nothing across my shoulders, okay? So what is it? A get out of jail card here going on? Oh, number 5. Do you see what I'm saying to you, yes? It's like, oh, if we're seen to be speaking about all of this, there we go. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, and of course you got others in the comments. I mean, God bless them. God bless them for leaving comments. If anybody ever leaves a comment, it is a blessing, isn't it? Whether somebody gets something or whether they do not get it, the fact is a comment is still important, you know, to whoever the uploader is, no matter what channel, no matter what platform. Do you see what I mean? And really, like I've said before, and I'm going to keep repeating it, others, not everybody, okay? Because I have seen some changes, actually, some very good changes. There we are. I know it's taken months for me to keep saying it, but we do, there we go, get somewhere in the end. Do you see what I mean? And that's not a patronism. I'm not being insulting or anything. I'm just done saying it the way it is. There should be less flipping arrogance and more flipping appreciation. For ones who leave comments, yes, there should. Do you see what I'm saying to you? And that's what I have to say. But everybody in the comments, and I'm not talking about everyone, by the way, okay, because I'm talking about, you know, because there have been some from the start where they really did appreciate, and they still very much do now, and I know who they are, and they so very much appreciate all their comments. There we go, okay, they really, really do, you know. And it's just such a shame that, you know, it's these exact ones who do not get all of the, you know, like thousands upon thousands upon thousands. Do you see what I'm saying to you? It seems to be the smaller ones, you know, probably, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000. Do you see what I mean? And, you know, they seem to talk a flipping awful lot of flipping, there we go, common flipping sense. Do you see what I mean? On different channels. And they just do not seem to get that recognition. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, I'm not saying that some of the larger, because I advertise some of them myself. Do you see what I mean? They're absolutely wonderful, beautiful and delicious. Okay, not in that way, not in that way. Okay, well, apart from one. But that's right. But what I'm saying is, on a serious note, is that I'm not saying that because, you know, there's some with a lot larger, you know, who are very respectful. Do you see what I mean? But of course, you got a lot, very sadly, who are not very grateful. Okay, it's like they look as if, do you know what I mean? Because they're so flipping damn well full of themselves. Do you know what I mean? They just love flipping listening to the sound of their own voice. Do you see what I'm saying to you? And this is not me being a catty, and this is not a swear word. This is not me being a bitch. I'm just done telling it, there we go, the way it is. You know what I mean? But it is good to read the comments. But you've got so many who are going, oh, thank you, you know, to do with all these summits, okay? Oh, thank you. Thank you for being on our side. Thank you for being on our side. But what I want to know is exactly how many of these who have been speaking on part 1, part 2 and part 3 were actually on our side out here globally from the start. That's what I want to know. Do you see? So I'm not knocking. Do you see what I'm saying to you? I just like to point things out, if you get me, my delicious little babies. That's all I'm saying, okay? But yes, it would be interesting, actually, to read up on some of them, just to see what they're about, really, okay? But, of course, there we go, but this does take time to do that. Do you know what I mean? And then writing it all down. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. So, you know, but I'm sure at some point, it's not on the top of my list, to be perfectly honest. No, it's not. But I just wanted to give all you out there, my delicious little babies, like I said, who are even respectful enough to even listen to my video, which I'm very thankful for, okay? And I will be eternally thankful for, okay? Just for you to just, you know, have a little bit of food for thought with what I'm saying to you. Do you see? It's just the way, it's just the timing of it, there we go, of everything. It's all about time, you see. And it's like numbers, and we get back to numbers again. It's like 16,000 of this, 11,000 of that. They work on numbers. I keep saying this. They've done it for flipping decades. Do you know what I mean? You have 666, 33, 17. Do you see? Anyway, I could say it till, I mean, I love beautiful little cows. It's only a figure of speech. I could say it till the flipping cows come home. Do you see what I'm saying? But God bless, not everybody, God bless them, is fully awake to this yet. But I can assure you now, as soon as they are flipping fully awake, they'll never flipping go back to sleep. Let me tell you that now straight. So let's tick this one off. So I know it sounds like I've gone on for a long time. And look at that, 33. Okay, or 33.15 now. Anyway, so here's the thing. So we've got the next one, haven't we? Because there's one, there is one that I want to leave till last. Okay. So we've got another one. Let me jump up to this one, to the first one. Okay, so we've got EU, MP, from Germany, Christine Anderson. Now, I do believe, actually, she was on the part 1 to the international COVID summit. Okay, she was on the part one, okay? And there we go, and she's had her say, yes. But anyway, this one here that I'm talking about now, my delicious little babies, this is called, it's on BitChute, 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 okay, my delicious little babies. And what you're looking for is, or you could just type it into a space, you know, into the space bar in BitChute. You could do that as well, or any search engine of your choice. and then you just type in BitChute, and what you want to put next to it is united, okay, united by truth, united by truth, okay. Now this is you know, the uploader, okay, and the video that you're looking for is EUMP from Germany, Christine Anderson. Okay, now I've seen actually a number of videos on this woman. Okay, I've seen a number of videos on her. Yes, okay. Yes, I am impressed with what she comes out with, but of course I am impressed. But what I'm also going to say, but we go back to the same thing. I do not know enough about all of these, so you know, I just there is going to have to come a point, even if I just do a small section at a time, you know, where I just look through each name and just to see what they're all about. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. So I've still got to do it, but so far, okay, she's certainly, yes, speaking out, okay. So yes, I have been impressed with her speeches that she makes, okay. But of course, I do not know enough about, you know, like the rest of them. I just simply just do not. So I'm just being honest with you now, my delicious babies. It's like all of a sudden, unless you are in the political world, or unless, you know, you're a journalist and you do all this, then you would know all of the names. But for somebody like myself, I simply do not. I may see a face, but, you know, I will not always know the name. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? But, yeah, what she's saying is, but she's certainly, let's just say, getting her point across. There we go, flipping big times. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, but I genuinely believe she is genuinely trying to, there we are, to help. Do you know what I mean? And quite possibly, if I've just got mistakes. So if there was some mistakes that have been made in the past, then, you know, certainly trying to, you see, sometimes you cannot see when you're being shafted. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but when others out there and they're working for we know who, and they can see that they're being shafted, do you see what I mean? Then all of a sudden, then they want to, there we go, change their tune. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but of course, we still got it sort of trickling out, you know, where you got other whistleblowers. There was another one the other day on YouTube, but you cannot see the birth races, and this is like teachers, could be anything, teachers, doctors, and different things going on like this. But the thing is, I believe that we should be able to see their birth races, their faces. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? Because you got others out here who are doing all of that. I love little donkeys, it's a figure of speech. Everybody else is doing the flipping donkey work, the flipping hard work here. Do you see what I mean? So sometimes it's not always a good thing to keep yourself, do you see what I'm saying? And then they're messing about with the voice, you know, like this, so you cannot hear everything. Well, that's about as much use as a flipping ashtray and a flipping motorbike or a flipping chocolate teapot. If you cannot hear half of what somebody's saying, then, well, what flipping use is that? That's all I'm saying, my delicious little babies. I mean, I know that some are worried, but that's the price we pay, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? For others, we just need to keep speaking, and we speak our truth, because if they're allowed to get away with all of this, we will have no flipping free speech. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is why there's a speaking up. But I certainly see a hidden agenda here, and why these are allowed on YouTube, yes. And I'm going to stand by it, and I'm not going to back down from that. No, I'm not. That's my thoughts, and that's what I stand by. Do you see what I mean? And I will not change. I'm not saying that some of the speeches were not good, and I'll repeat that once more. I'm not saying that, but words are words. Do you get me? Okay, what was going on in the 3 years, and why all of a sudden now? I know what I'm saying, and I love little rats, but I can smell a flipping rat. Do you see what I'm saying? There we go, okay? I'm not going to change, you know. I will not change. Everybody knows me by now. You all know me, my delicious little babies. But I just like to put it out. Do you see what I mean? Just to make your old nod, or ding, 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 dong, dong, dong. Do you see? Okay? Now then, another one. So it's lovely redacted again. So yes, I am going to keep mentioning it, and I'm not going to shut my mouth, okay? So what you'd be looking for on YouTube, Our Delicious Little Babies. And what's really good is that there's some other uploaders now who are actually uploading the videos from YouTube onto BitChute for redacted. How wonderful is that? My delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. All good stuff, I say. Okay. Now then, the video that you'd be looking for, so if you were to just type it into the old space bar, you can either just type in redacted into YouTube, okay, or if you just type in please and thank you, my delicious little babies, this is the greatest threat to America. Birth gap experts sound alarm. Okay, so I should just repeat that once more. Okay, this is the greatest threat to America. Birth gap experts sound alarm. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, that's on YouTube and it's with our lovely redacted. Okay, so our lovely little Natalie, and our lovely little Clayton. And then sometimes when they've got their lovely little Phil. Not in that way, not in that way. Do you know what I mean? But it's very interesting, okay, and it's to do with this birth gap again, okay. This is so very important for delicious little babies out there, okay, to please pay attention. There we go, to please and thank you, pay attention to these things. This is not me being bossy. This is not me just getting on my camera and like, oh yes, I'm the flipping big I am, you must do this, you must do that. No, I'm really strongly rewind and start again. I'm strongly suggesting that ones out there, please listen to this and please pay attention, because this is very serious what is going on in the world. And there is myself and there are others, YouTubers and on other platforms, BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, and some have got their own platforms. You've got the Detox Show with our lovely Lee Dawson, okay, and his friend Dave, okay, not in that way, not in that way, okay. You've got our lovely Charlie Ward Show, okay, so you've got him as well, not in that way, not in that way, okay. So you've got all these different ones. You've got our lovely UK column, okay, so you've got all different ones. You've got Lurkles, you've got our lovely Duran, okay, who cover... not in that way, not in that way, okay? Well, apart from the one, okay, who is called Alex Christopher, okay? So I have to just get that one in, okay? I have to say that, okay, because I've said it over the months, okay? But he has his own platform as well, my delicious little babies, okay? And then you've got our lovely Alexander Mercury's, okay? And he has his own platform, and that's on YouTube as well, okay? But they're also on Locals, Rumble, Telegram, Odyssey, Rockfin, I cannot remember who else now. Do you know what I mean? It's because there are a lot now. Do you see what I mean? There's a lot of different platforms, okay? But, you know, UK column, they're also on Odyssey as well, okay? Then you've got our lovely David Ark, okay? And he's on davidark.com, okay? And then you've got our Dr. Vernon Coleman, is it .org or .com? It's one of those, okay? My delicious little babies. Like I say, not in that way, not in that way with everyone, okay? But, well, apart from one, but like I say, but other than that, okay, because, you know, that's just the way it is. Anyway, but the fact of the matter is that there's so many things to listen to, but the Duran, they cover to do with the war and to do with everything else. But then again, so does UK column, so does our lovely, yes, they're also lovely, our lovely davidike.com, okay, and also our lovely redacted. They're all just so lovely, okay, but they all cover, do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, okay, which you would not hear with a box in the corner of the room. Now, very lastly, so please, if you could just take a listen, you know, I give out all this information in the hope that at some time somebody will just listen to some of the information and think, oh yeah, okay, let's just go and have a little look at this. You see what I mean? Sometimes it is quite frightening, but there we are. But yeah, sometimes these things have to be faced. Do you know what I mean? You have to know what the truth, what's going on in the world, okay? Because it just cannot be hidden all these things for much longer. Do you know what I mean? But things have been coming out in different stages. Do you see what I'm saying to you? And our lovely Alex Jones, not in that way, he's on BitChute as well, okay? And he's like our lovely David Icke, not in that way, but they've been done saying these things for decades. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, it's so important. Anyway, very lastly, because my videos just gone on for, you know, a long time now. But anyway, I'm not going to change it. I've stumbled on some words and everything else, okay? I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to start all over again, okay? Because God bless. Not being rude. I love to do my videos. I love to give out information. I love to, if I can, help others. There we are. But here's the other thing. I also have other things to do in my day as well. There we go, okay? So that's not being rude or disrespectful or, you know, to anybody, okay? I'm just, you know, not that way. Do you understand what I mean? But I just need to just get this, you know, close out my video, closed out. Very lastly, this is very sensitive now. Now, months ago, I mentioned, just have a sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. Months ago, I mentioned, but I could not remember the name of who they are, and they're in another part of the world, okay? And well, you know, this has been going on for years, okay? And they're just being kidnapped off the street. I swear down, flipping no joke, right? And then this is well, it's all to do with organs and everything like that, okay? I cannot remember who they are, and it doesn't matter how many times I typed it in, I just cannot get it right. But to go back on the site that I originally seen the video to do with it all, okay? It's just going to take me pages and pages to go. Anyway, I just cannot, for the life of me, I just cannot remember the name, what they're called. But they do a lot of yoga, God bless them. They do not drink, do not smoke. They're super duper healthy, okay? And that's why they are being kidnapped, okay? My delicious babies for the organs. Okay, my delicious babies. Now, I've known about a number of these things. There we go. Let's just say, here we are, for a very long time, okay? But there is a video on a BitChute, okay, because it would never be allowed on YouTube. And I suppose even if it was, I'm sure that they have had it removed by now. Do you know what I mean? Anything to do with this topic. Do you know what I mean? So all of a sudden, it's like they're super duper squeaky clean. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? I'll just point things out, okay? Well, this is called, it's, and who you're looking for. So even if you was to do it on a, you know, search engine of your choice, okay, and you just type in BitChute again, and then next to it, Info Wars, okay, Info Wars, INFO, okay, Info News, sorry, INFONEWS, Info News, okay, my delicious little babies. Now, when you get to that, what you're looking for, okay, my delicious little babies, okay, is human harvesting Israel. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, I have seen, which I have, over some years, yes, this, very sadly, this sort of thing that has been going on. Okay, my delicious little babies. And to me, not only is it severely upsetting, but there we are, it's sickening. And what I'm absolutely amazed at in all of this, and I've seen it over the years, okay, and somebody else who used to talk a lot about this, okay, now I do not see him anymore. And he was on, I mentioned him months and months ago, you know, not in that way, not in that way. Mag, Bitter Truth. And I do not see him now on a Bitter Shoot for some reason. But he went on a lot about this sort of thing, okay? And, you know, I mean, in some of the comments, you know, you used to get some who used to get him, God bless, and you used to get others who were like, oh, you know, do you know what I mean? They do not flipping sit for hours and hours looking at videos or doing any flipping research, you know what I mean? And then they come out with a crock of shart and insult the uploader. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes, I mean, admittedly, with Mag Bitter Truth, God bless him, you know, sometimes, yes, he did get a little bit peed off, but you would get peed off because when your eyes are completely open and others appear to be flipping shut and their ears appear to be flipping shut, well, it can be rather frustrating. There we are. So, you know, I got you, man, there where he was coming from. Do you know what I mean? He used to get mighty peed off. And sometimes, you know, he'd have his say as well, you know, to do with the ones in the comments, because nobody wants that, do they? I mean, okay, if it's justified what you put, fair enough. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes, but not to the point that some of them did. I mean, that was just downright flipping nasty and spiteful, you know, sending the kind of messages they sent to him. Do you know what I mean? But I can well assure you now, they wouldn't be saying it to his flipping birtress, because your man's just not that kind of man to put up with that shite. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. Anyway, so he used to. So I hope he's all right. Mag Bitter Truth, God bless him. I hope he's all right, you know. Anyway, so human harvesting is real now. I'm going to close my book. I'm, you know, and I've seen this over. I remember years back, there we go, I remember years back when I started, okay, you know, and I started looking at different things, okay, and I was sort of like, because me, for myself, I just could not get my hat that this sort of thing was happening, or that anybody could even think of doing, there we are, something like that. But it is very real now, delicious little babies now, then there we go. And this is going back years ago, okay, yes. And, but these are different videos. This is all in a short video on BitChute, okay. Now, can I please just say there is a warning at the start, okay, because this is very, if anybody has, shall we say, if they're squeamish to do with certain, you know, fluids like blood or anything like this, okay? If they're squeamish in any way, then this is not the video for you, my delicious little babies, okay? And not only that, but there is some very upsetting parts. There's one in particular, I'm just not going to say because it just upset me, okay? But this is not the first time, no. Delicious little babies to do with any of this, no, okay? But it's not very long, the video, but this is very real, okay? It goes on, okay? And others have done their utmost, there we are, to cover it up, okay? And these organs, shall we say, it's a big business. And it has been, there we go, long time, years and years, there we are, and years. Okay, my delicious little babies. So if somebody needs something, I'm not going to go any further into this, okay, my delicious little babies, you know, because we have to keep my video up, okay? But I'm not showing any footage. I'm not doing any of that, am I? Do you see what I mean? I'm just suggesting, you know, to go and look at something. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? Now, if anybody gets becomes very sensitive, sorry, to any of this, then again, this is not the video for you. Okay, my delicious little babies, because this is something that can play on your mind. Okay, there we are. Okay, because once your eyes are open and your ears are open, I've said this over the months, they'll never be closed again. Okay, but it's flipping heartbreaking. Okay, and yes, it does go on. And you've got, what is it, fellow man and woman, who've just got no problem just with what they're doing. I'm not going to say anything more, okay? But this is something, this is not the first time amount of little babies that I've seen anything like this, okay? No, it isn't. And that is not smiling or laughing. It's disgusting, actually. It's beyond disgusting. Do you know what I mean? So, as far as I'm concerned, well, I could say many things. I'm just going to keep quiet now and shut my gob. I'm shutting my mouth, okay? So I'm just going to leave the video like that. So thank you so very much for even taking the time to even watch my video, okay? I'm not saying it to upset anybody, to hurt anybody, you know, do you know what I mean? Or to give anybody sleepless nights, okay? This is a reality of life. And more who are not aware, do not know, need to know this, okay? That this is real and it's going on, okay? My delicious babies, okay? And to some, they say, oh, it's far-fetched. Oh, really? Okay. Fine, carry on. Just go back and do your research and then come back. Do you see what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying to my delicious babies? But I know for, you know, for the majority of you out there, my delicious babies who, you know, even so kind enough to follow me and be subscribed, okay? You know that I'm not going to bullshit you. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes, you know this, okay? But I just do not want anybody crossing my videos or my channel, you know what I mean? And do you know what I mean? Saying, oh, well, there's not this and not that. Do you know what I mean? When they do no flipping research. Do you know what I'm saying to you? I just do not have time for it. That's why I always say, if someone's not interested, just skip my channel. Do you know what I mean? They do not have to listen, do they? If they want to listen to about butterflies and fairies, of course I love all things like that. But if that's what they want to listen to, then go and listen to a channel like that. If they do want to listen to a real life and what goes on. Do you see what I'm saying? It's flipping vile what goes on and has been for a large number, there we go, of flipping years. And it's disgusting. And again, it needs to stop. So please, I'm just going to end it, you know, positively, okay? So please continue to lift the vibration. I'm just very passionate about things like this. And just please continue to take care of yourselves, to take care of others, okay? If you can, please give a pat on the back, a shake of the old hand to some family, some friends, some work colleagues. And please tell them that they're super duper wonderful, super duper juicy and super duper delicious and that you love them so, okay? My beautiful dear spirit, thank you, my beautiful dear little spirit, has been in the room on and off, okay? But I'm just trying to concentrate today. There was just so many, I'm not saying that none of my videos are important. It's just that these in particular, okay, I just needed to get out, okay? My delicious babies, yes? Anyway, so until my next video, please at least, you know, try and smile about one thing each day, okay? It goes a long way. And please give a listening ear. That also goes a long way, okay? So until my next video, so much love to you all. God bless. Take care. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.